Not too much tunnel visioning happening with the RPG either. Cartier is very dynamic in terms of switching towards his combat shotgun and helping out there as well. The RPG is only coming out once a lot of builds have actually developed in the actual server. A nice quick split there for Rockets to make sure the pressure is always on, and now using those free range RPGs, which is really, really dope. Gets a lot of damage on the rest of the server rather than pressure on everyone else that's over there as well. Finally getting that big pop off on Ninja. Right here, Slacks going in. This kind of enabled him to have the rest of his game available. He sneaks in with a shadow and stays right next to his enemies. You can see there his crosshair positioning kind of baits out one shot going for the finish, but then waiting for his enemy to peek through and getting a big elim off right there, making sure they have that box up. He's on point. Right here, Cross is going to start fighting B-Hegs on height. B-Hegs goes for a nice split here. We'll see it from the other angle. He builds up and kind of stays on a 50-50 spot, goes right, then gets that drop down on Cross, maximizing the time for the zone coming in and everything else in general as well near that end game.
Yeah, so that's crazy, and that is actually going to lead Slacks and Keys up into that top spot with 74 points. But man, there are so many names here. I mean, this is literally a who's who. Shio, this list of names is crazy.
Absolutely. B-Hags as well, who got that nice clinch at the end there as well, bumped them up all the way to 65 points over here. My bad, I was standing in the way there. Zayt and Saf are also up here as well. They've qualled though. There are the top three who haven't yet, so it's going to be very exciting to see if they can hold up. Calc and Macwood were also up top near the beginning there as well. The point differential, 74 to 60. It's 14 now. That's almost, you know, 2 big placement games. So some people are going ahead and leaving people behind in the dust, but these big clinches can shuffle things around, which is absolutely happening right now. A lot of people going top 5, bottom 5, top 5, bottom 5. And
I'm reading a lot of the social media comments and comments on Reddit. Specifically, a lot of people are getting excited about B-Hags and Hart because not only did they have a semi-performance that was historic in terms of winning 4 games in a row, but they're doing it again here today. They have an average placement of something like 7, so that's ridiculous, and it's still shaping up. We've got about half an hour to go still in the queues. But I mean, there's so much more to play, Shio. There's so many names on here that we know have the potential to move into New York.
Absolutely. That Dubs and Mega game all the way back when they popped off, got all the way up 2 big 20-point games. It can happen as well. We'll see what happens when we get into these games.
Yeah, can't wait to get into the games. We're going to do just that. Back with Sundown and Zeke. Guys?
Thank you guys so much. Can we everyone collectively just take a moment.
Hashtag Fortnite World Cup.
And just appreciate that Shy was covering up the things and then took a step back and was like, oh, my bad, I'm covering up the stands. That was just the best thing ever. And when he said that and when he took the step back, everyone here laughed. You couldn't hear it, but it was just the most wonderful thing ever. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Send Shy Wager some love. He is the best, and it's so awesome to have him here. But more Fortnite action up on deck, Sundown.
Yeah, and actually, so I'm going to kind of blame production on that one. Just going to call it in my ear. He told him to take a step to his right. You know, stage direction.
Come on, Alex.
Come on. So you know what? Hashtag World Cup. Give all the love to Shy Wager and give all the hate to Alex Punch. He's on Twitter as well, but that was his fault. Not setting our boy up for success, but Shy Wager has been fantastic so far today. No hashtag blame punch. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Give the love to Shy Wager, popping in, doing fantastic with his first breakdown in front of the screen, and now we're on board here with Niddle and Casker, who got off to a really good start, but have kind of slowed down now, hanging out at 38 points. But again, anybody can pop off at any point in time. Right now, we've seen its lower 60s to get in 65 and 63 being the mark, which is with a bunch of people being in contention like they were just talking about. Dubs and Mega have popped off in the back-to-back 20s. Stompy and Tashinkin did it today. Anything is possible, but you need to do it now.
That's right. I mean, you still have time, right? It just takes...
I mean, 30 minutes, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean... This game in one more.
Yeah, unless you're dropping for elims and you're dropping just bukus of them, In which case, I mean, I don't know how they're doing that.
We haven't seen that be successful. Like, generally, once it ends up going through, like, yes, some of those quote-unquote W key games, like, people can get, like, some efficiency out of them. But,
yeah, but
9 times out of 10, those pop-off games are when people are going for the hard super aggro, trying to burn a couple games, and then somebody else is winning all of those engagements and then gets the victory royale as well, a.k.a. Nate Hill and Funk Bomb, a.k.a. Dubs and Mega.
Yep.
Like, it is the prime example of it.
Yeah, man. And I'm just feeling, I guess the word would be bittersweet. Like, this is such a bittersweet ending to, you know, everything. 10 weeks of this, and now this is the final 30 minutes here of...
No such thing as bittersweet. This is all hype, baby. This is what it's about.
Wait, is it?
You can see it.
Yeah, okay, never mind. Well, we'll talk about this later. Anyway, yes.
Excuse me?
I'm gonna ask you a question. I feel dumb asking this on the air. This is just classic,
is this the first time
Zekeism.
Ever, or?
No, this was a really dumb question. This is classic Zekeism. Anyway, who cares? Baldy Sama, Destroy here. They've got no eliminations up on deck right now, but that's okay. 35 players still in the lobby, plenty to feast on.
Hey, can we appreciate this tarping real quick?
Very good.
That was very precise. However, the only thing, like, yes, you have to tarp like that, but with the number of ballers rotating on the low ground, you aren't overly threatened, and you've just burned all but, no, now you're out of mass. So now you have 0 mass. So yes, you tarp to zone, but how much were you actually threatened now? As Macwood and Calculator up on a high ground fight with Casker and Niddle. Casker takes Calculator out, but Macwood then gets the return there. Calculator will end up going down. Macwood does catch himself. Player directly to his right is just going to disengage. That's how you do it. Down 1, over 1. Brilliantly done from Macwood to just get out of dodge, trying to keep his tournament hopes alive. You see him sitting on 61 points. Minigun going to work, but Macwood gets the 85 and then just leaves. Honestly, I would have stuck with that one, but now going to drop down and throw himself into the low ground. Only 4 more builds left. Needs to make a play. Instead, gets lit up. No more builds left. And KD is going to take him down. That is huge.
But he was top 15, so that's okay. 3 points out of placement. That is going to make the difference later on. Now, let's watch this elimination be in the top left. Light up like a Christmas tree. Aroa's going to be eliminated now there. We're going to see this lobby get cut in pretty much half.
Pickaxe the ball.
Do it.
You can see him kind of going for it. Actually, not really. He's going for the shot, but the boost headed it out. But I'm telling you, go watch Creo's VODs. He does it fantastically. You will get elims off with that credit. That player does not deserve to just passively hang out there. There is something you can do to put him out there. The only thing you have to be careful of is if they drop out and hit you as you pickaxe. But that being said, give it a try sometime. Maybe not in the Fortnite World Cup when you're going through, if it's your last time tried it out. But if you're just in a regular arena game or a regular solo or duo, give it a go, as Davon and Fernando are going to look skyward. Another duo in contention, sitting at 52 points right now as Roat goes down to tendons. Owen gets picked out of the sky. These two skeet shooting their way through.
And now everyone is down below. We got a campfire going. Just make sure we keep topped off as best as possible. Top 10, another round of placement points, and they're just going to continue sending shots down below. They want more eliminations. They need more eliminations. We're so close. You see, look at this. Owen gets picked off. Kazbek gets picked off. Look at everyone else down below. Symmetrical, Psalm, Cowboy, Owl, Blue Tea, Rogue Shark, Threats. I mean, there's so many. You said it earlier, a who's who. But now, how do we attack this, right? The next threshold is top 5. Do you think these players have to go aggro? Do you think you have to lay it on the line? Unfortunately, Baldy, Sama, Blue Tea are picked up when I'm asking my question. It all ends for them. And don't forget, man, we still have the 30-minute queue time, and we're hopping into these games kind of like throughout. So for all we know, this game has already happened. You gotta hope they can go back in. Flossin! No!
V2 for the end. Everyone has a buddy. It's 4 duos riding it out. Kyle ends up getting taken down, so now we have 1 solo hanging out on the low ground. That's Ceza. Cowboy and Owl left. You have Psalm and Symmetrical on the mid tarp. Fernando on the high ground in the top right. Owl and Cowboy on the lower tarp in the bottom right hand. You can see that double ramp towards the side. There is a flip knock out in Cowboy's hands right now. Owl is looking for the side. Flip knock from Cowboy to get the side hop, going for the zone back. Fernando and Davon try and loop around. Cowboy does find the zone. Owl is still tracking the zone as well. Symmetrical goes to challenge. Owl picks someone up. Davon drops down, is putting the pressure onto Cowboy, and he finds that one. Will get the siphon. Owl gets the flank onto Davon, but Fernando covering him. I don't know if you were watching that on the wide side, but the way they covered each other's angles was so freaking good right there. Fernando and Davon, 8 elims, the victory route, 18 points. That'll rocket you up the standings, 62 for them.
I'm glad you called that out because just the way they were like dissecting everyone left in that lobby, just tearing through all of them, forcing them into uncomfortable positions, you know, they were dictating the tempo of that game, and that's what led to the victory out for them. Massive props, but more action on deck. You got TSM Commandant and High Sky.
And shout out to Commandant right before this, was actually typing in his password and typed it in wrong too many times, so locked himself out of his account. we helped him out with that, and we got it resolved. But that was one of the funnier panic message I've ever received from a player. That was a very, very interesting one.
You know, if it's gonna happen,
account security first things first, and you know sometimes you fat finger a password 1, 2, 3, 7, 19 times, and then get locked out for a couple hours. But nothing doing there, sitting right around 50 points in contention. Glad you could get the games now. Elixir and Maze, Billy going up on the side there. However, the rest of the lobby is looking towards them. Neff will get the conversion on that with some help from Isu. So, and Maze is just going to get whatever mats he can from that and pick his loadout. 63 effective HP, but does have all those minis now.
Yeah, but look at this. The lobby is turning on Maze. You saw the first elim come through, and now everyone's like, okay, we know someone else is down low. They're probably in a tough spot right now. He's going to get a little breathing room, which is really going to make the difference. And now he's got to figure out what he needs to do to hit top 15. Those placement points are vital because they're sitting on no eliminations right now.
Yeah, you have to get to top 15. If you're in a match for this long, if you spend 15 plus minutes kind of in it, looting, getting in the late game, having a decent loadout in terms of weaponry, you have to make something happen out of it. Benny does get picked down there from Maze, so good shots going over with that epic AR and then able to cover himself up. But he needs to find a spot where he isn't being focused as much. He's burning so many of his key mats when he has no rotational tools, just trying to keep himself safe, which shouldn't be a priority right now. You should be safe.
Got TJ up above him, but now let's get a better lay of the land from down below. Look at all these players, Hornet, Tickers, just to name 2 very quickly. I want to see what their loadout looks like. What is going on with them? You've got Chug Splashes, you've got a single Shadow, a single Mini. You know, one of everything. Sure, why not? They also have the launch pad. Oh, okay. This is a little bit disastrous.
The launch pad into another launch pad. That's what he meant to do, is the secondary launch pad. Gonna go find Hornet right away, who qualified in week 9, was also a player who played in week 2 of the summer skirmish. Shout out to him. Was kind of a big jump starter for his competitive career going on there, but is a player who kind of really breaks it down analytically. He went through, looked at his point layout, saw like, hey, I wasn't getting enough from elims. I need to go more aggressive. I have no problem with my placements, but I need to be throwing myself in the middle. And he wants to do that. He wants to put himself in the middle of the action, just like you see right here, getting aggro, getting the pickup on the WBG Blake K, and then popping the rift and out of dodge. Well done from Tickers and Hornets to get some control there, but now they need to be careful because they're drawing fire from TJ and COD Genesis.
Down below, you see High Sky right now going toe-to-toe with other people. Trev gets cracked. Beach there from Go Crazy gets destroyed. Look at all these players. It's still so tight. There's 33 players left right now, 20 duos, and we're in Storm Circle 7. This is easily one of the most dense lobbies we've had all day, and now Ticker's going to use that Shadow Bomb, start his rotations, and just try to link back up with Hornet.
And one thing I'm going to nitpick here on Tickers, pop your Shadow Bomb as late as possible, because the time you're in the air, that counts. So if you're falling...
Oh, the trap
player...
Oh my God!
He was just busting his balls.
I'm gonna get up and walk away.
Gets him so close to the top 15. A brilliantly done executed. That's what I'm talking about. Don't let him roll to the placement points. Go aggro on him. Hit some shots. You can take advantage of them if the players don't rotate correctly. And brilliantly done there. Top 15 now coming out. And Maze doing so well from the earlier situation we saw him in. He was pinned against the side of the mountain. Now into the top 15. Zeke, you talked about it. He was looking for those placement points. He got it, and 2 elims.
I mean, he's probably wants more, right? Every single interaction, we talk about this.
More.
You always want more, just like me. I always want more ice cream. But every interaction does matter. Everything that these players decide to do, everything that happens is going to affect the standings directly, right? Are you eliminated? Did you get shots over on the person? Did you confirm that person? Did you have to burn a slurp or rift early? Like, these are all going to make the difference. Look at this, a 3rd elimination, and he's pushing.
Ooh.
Oh my!
I thought it was just gonna crap.
Oh my God!
Call me Nostradamus right there as he got him. No way, won't predict anything like that again. But Mays brilliantly job getting himself up to 40 points. Might not be necessarily in qualification range, but that is a nice bump in the payday for the double prize money week. Don't forget, $2 million spread all the way across all the regions and down a decent amount of the placements as well. We want to make sure everyone gets rewarded for their time and their effort over the course of these 10 weeks. You all are amazing. Whether you got to play on a Saturday, got to play on a Sunday, will be playing in New York City or whatever, we appreciate your time and your effort as we're into the top 10.
Mastoris picks up, especially coming out of Mays. Again, Mastoris is a legend in the community, gets cracked. Scientist, excuse me, downed as well. To erupt Void's duo. And
so that's Slades, and then the other one is Void's.
Okay, so
yes.
it's just they're swapping names.
Yeah, super fun with that one. Definitely not confusing at all, as Tickers and Hornets are working top down. They're in your top right.
That was Diggy.
Not Orange got Diggy. He's in your bottom right, as Tickers finds not Limes as well. Limes and Oranges, the fruit, are getting abandoned right now, as we have a straight up solos match. Top 5, make it a top 4. Tickers on the high ground, Orange on the tarp beneath, Slades down there, and High Sky on the ultimate low ground. Voids, Slades goes to challenge Orange. Orange gets shots into him. Can he get the conversion? And he does, and gets zoned back. Tickers still up on ultimate high, but needs to be careful because Orange is putting shots at him. Drops directly in front of High Sky, gets the 180 and finds it. The zone is full close. Tickers on the high ground. The chug splashes. Let it be known. Can he find the shot? He wants it, and he gets it as well. Gets the Elim credit. No, Hornet got it. It was his partner.